Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Heart to Heart series. On today, we're going to continue our conversation of a new legacy loading, and we are in part 6. So, this is the last part for this particular series, and we're going to talk about 6 lifestyle changes to make that can lower your blood pressure. My name is Deetra Dennis, and I'm the founder of Full Circle Health Coaching LLC. I am also the Heart Health Coach, and I work with Black women who value, own, and invest in their health. And I empower them with culturally relevant and evidence-based lifestyle interventions that supports them on their journey to optimal heart health. And so the Heart to Heart series is our Girl Talk, an opportunity to talk from the heart about the heart. And we do that over a glass of our red wine, and our red wine of choice is hibiscus tea, because hibiscus really have great heart health benefits, in that it relaxes the blood vessels, ultimately lowering your blood pressure. So, what we will do now is I want to invite you, listen, come on, join in and subscribe to the YouTube channel and like this video. Go ahead and share this information with someone who you feel that could benefit from what I share, and then comment in the section below. I would love to have a chat with you in the comment section. And the last thing I forgot to mention is to set the notification bell so that you're alerted when I upload a new video. So, what we'll do now, go ahead and pour up that glass of hibiscus tea, red wine, and cheers to you. And let's chat it up about a new legacy loading part 6. And we're going to talk about 6 lifestyle changes that help to lower blood pressure. I want to do a quick recap because we have covered quite a bit in this 6-part series. And so I want to start with the quote that we have used throughout this entire time. And I hope that, you're taking this information to heart. And again, not keeping it just for yourself, but share it with others, because again, you remember the numbers as it relates to Black women with a diagnosis of high blood pressure is 50%. And then of that, 80% are uncontrolled. And that is why this series was created, so that we can begin to change that narrative as it relates to our numbers and high blood pressure. Okay. So the quote and if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. So the quote for this series is, I can't go back and change the hands of time, but what I can do is create a new legacy. And so if you come to the YouTube, my channel, and you click on playlist, that is what the name of this series is, Creating a New Legacy, so that you can go back and watch it as many times as you need to catch up. And again, share it with others, so that you have the foundational principles as it relates to how you're going to create the new legacy for yourself and your family. Okay. And so as I talk about family, the introduction video was really about getting that family health history and the importance of getting that, and shared tips with you how I do that with my family, and then gathering that information in order for you to share that with your healthcare provider. And then the first video for this series, we talked about the state of Black women's heart health. We talked about the blood pressure. We talked about, 50,000 Black women each year die from heart disease. And so, that's one too many of our women passing away, when we know that 80% of heart disease is preventable by making lifestyle changes. Okay, so this is why it's so important that, not just listening to the videos, but really following through and applying the information that has been shared. Okay, so that was the first video, the state of Black women's health. And yes, the numbers were very staggering, that we identified the facts of what's going on currently with the Black women's health. But the truth is that health is our birthright. Yes, you agree with me? Yes, it is. And what we're doing now, we are creating the health that we deserve. Okay. So that is what we're on this path, on this new legacy loading and creating that new legacy. This is how we're going to do it. All right. And so then the next one, we reviewed 4 questions to ask your doctor. So once you have that family health history and you're going to talk to your healthcare provider, about your history, what are your risks, and all of those things. We talked about that in that video. Then we followed up with the 5 blood pressure categories. And, in 2017 was when the guidelines changed for blood pressure. So, we went through what is considered normal, what is considered elevated, what is considered hypertension or high blood pressure stage 1, stage 2, and a hypertensive crisis. So, going back to that, really, hone in and tune in to that one so that you really know when you go to the doctor and they check your blood pressure, you can ask them what your blood pressure reading was and you can know where you fall in that category. Then we went over 5 reasons to check your blood pressure at home. And I hope that you did have an opportunity to check your blood pressure at home. It's important to manage. We can't manage what we don't monitor. So we really need to know what is going on with our blood pressure, especially if we have a risk of high blood pressure or heart disease. Okay. Then last week, we went over 4 things to know about the blood pressure medications. So if, you are a family member or a friend, coworker, anyone that if they have received a diagnosis of high blood pressure and are on medications, the information that I shared, it is a wealth of information for them to be informed and empowered when they go to the doctor of knowing what questions to ask. Okay, so that's what we went over last week. So today, we are talking about the 6 lifestyle changes that to lower your blood pressure. And when we were talking about the categories, in each category except for the hypertensive crisis, it talked about not only if you're having being prescribed medication, but also maintaining a healthy lifestyle, making lifestyle choices or the lifestyle changes. Okay, so these are the lifestyle changes that will help naturally to lower your blood pressure. And if you're prescribed medication, it works alongside that. So number 1, eating less salt. Listen, I know. You're thinking that if it's less salt, it is not going to taste good. It will. It will taste good. It's just adding different spices, to help with adding the flavor, the robust flavor, adding more acid per se, like lemon juice, lime juice, to it to ramp up the flavor. And then, all of that, you won't miss the salt. Packaged and processed foods are, other places where the salt is hidden. Okay. But you want to aim for, and again, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, aim for less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. And when you're reading the label, look for where it is 140 milligrams or less per serving. So on a label, you want to limit that to 140 milligrams or less when you're reading the label per serving, not the whole. Usually it's per serving on that nutrition label, 140 milligrams or less. And so if a person has a diagnosis of high blood pressure, though, we want your total amount of sodium per day to be less than 1,500 milligrams. Okay, so that was 1, eat less salt. Number 2, eat potassium-rich fruits and vegetables because those foods help to balance out and lower the blood pressure. So examples, I know you've heard of bananas, right? Yes, bananas, but there are other things. You have sweet potatoes, you have tomatoes, mango, trying to think of off the top of my head, but if I didn't say sweet potatoes already, raisins, those are very good, great sources of potassium. Number three, eating whole grains. So whole grains such as brown rice, yes, brown rice, whole wheat and oats, they help to reduce the blood pressure as well. Number four, maintaining a healthy weight is very important because the more weight we have, it increases the stress on the heart. So we want to maintain a healthy weight. And not only the healthy weight helps with having a healthy blood pressure, but when the weight is too, we have too much weight on us, it puts us at risk of many other chronic conditions like joint pain, diabetes, and many cancers. So it's important to have a healthy weight. And you want to aim for a body mass index or a BMI of 18.9 to 24.9. So basically less than 25. Okay, that's the goal. Keep it less than 25. Number five, get active. Let's move around. I think I can't remember who coined this, but they said sitting is the new smoking because the risk of heart disease for you not moving and getting the heart muscle active, puts you at great risk for heart disease. So you want to aim for at least 30 minutes most days of the week, and you want to, for the entire week, aim for 90 to 100, and this is the minimum. You can do more, 90 to 150 minutes per week. So you want to have aim for your aerobics 3 days a week, and then you want strength training at least 2 to 3 days a week as well. So, if you have a personal trainer, remember in being a CEO, that is having your team, making sure that your consultant, your personal trainer, a coach, or a dietitian, those are your consultants. You want to add them on your team. If you want to want support in getting active and making sure you're getting the activity that is good for your body. Lastly is reducing stress. I can't mention that enough. And if you want to go back to the Heart to Heart series, when I talked about stress in a woman's heart, there were 2 videos for that talks in depth about how ways to reduce the stress, but I'll highlight a few here. If you're traveling somewhere, give yourself enough time to get things done, or a project or whatever. Give yourself time to do it, and learn to say no. We talked about that one in that 2-part stress in a woman's heart video. And don't promise too much. In business they call it under promise and over deliver, but we want to be sure that is in harmony. We don't want to overdo it. We want to manage our energy. Know your stress triggers. If you know someone, causes your blood pressure to rise, if you will, you may want to limit your conversations with them, whatever those stressors are, knowing what those stress triggers are, and have a plan in order to, prevent yourself from getting to a boiling point, if you will. And then practicing gratitude. The more you have something to have gratitude for, the more you will have things to have gratitude for. Okay? Yes. So, as a recap, the first thing is eating less salt, eating more potassium rich fruits and vegetables, eating whole grains. And the whole grains not only help with reducing the blood pressure, but it keeps you fuller longer. So you're not tempted to, do a whole lot of snacking or stress eating because you're too full to eat more. So again, that's eating whole grains, maintaining a healthy weight, getting active, and reducing the stress. So I hope, again, in this entire 6-part series, I hope that it has been of value to you, that you've started to monitor your own blood pressure at home so that you are aware and you can go into your doctor's office empowered as the CEO of your health as you are, and you can have great conversation and be an active part of your healthcare and living at your optimal heart health because you are being a part of it. You help to create that treatment plan, right? That is so important. And the last part, again, I'm going to go back through them again because I've been chatty Cathy. So I'm going to go through the 6 again. Eat less salt, eat more potassium rich fruits and vegetables, eat whole grains, maintain a healthy weight, get active, and reduce your stress. So, again, I hope that this has been helpful and you share it with others that you feel could benefit from it. And I invite you to connect with me on social media at on Facebook at Full Circle Health Coaching LLC. And then if you would like to become a part of the Full Circle community and to my email contact list and receive my newsletter, you're welcome to come to Full Circle Health Coaching LLC.com. And as I always like to end with this quote, that as a reminder each and every day for you to know that you are powerful, and within you is the power to create, nurture, and transform. And so until next week, I invite you and ask you and encourage you to walk in your power.